call the meeting to order.
Jenkins.
Here.
Harden.
Here.
Klein.
Here.
McKinley. Tesori. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do have a public comment that is speaking to something that was at least in the city manager's report, so I'm going to call him first. So, Jerry McKinley, you have the floor.
I'm just wanting to know how far we're getting along with the tillage problem at the northwest end of town. To get it fixed, like right now.
It's not fixed.
It's
No.
dry. It's dry now. It's time to be digging.
Then we fixed it. No, I'm kidding. We will be speaking about that tonight. So probably any in-depth discussion of the city managers, he will be going over that in his report. But at least preliminary, the outside groups that we contacted, they don't believe that they damaged or did anything. So we are at a we'll be discussing probably next steps this evening.
Well, things break down as they get older.
Well, that's
That's down there in the field. Jerry had that fixed once, and the guy just raised check for the city council at that time. They raised check because he went and fixed it and gave him the bill, and he says he's not going to touch it again. Now the tile's exposed, and it's got everything else messed up down there in that bottom.
Yeah, we'll be discussing that somewhat this evening about possible contingency plans, or what exactly we can do, or begin the planning stage. So, as of right now, we don't have an answer why it's busted, why it's not draining, other than it's a mess. So,
When you got farm ground, you got to take care of it.
very good. That'll move us to section 1, consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll second. Go ahead and call it.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Harden.
Yes.
McKinley.
Yes.
Tesori.
Yes.
Motion carries.
With there being no unfinished business, we move to section 3, new business.
Make a motion that we go into executive session, 5 ILCS 120/2C3, to purchase or lease real property for the use of the public body. And also 11, litigation pending, probable, or imminent.
I'll second. Call it.
Klein.
Yes.
Harden.
Yes.
McKinley.
Yes.
Tesori.
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We're going into executive session. Feel free to step outside. We also have a room on the other side of the door. You can go in there. Either way, as soon as we're finished with the executive session, and as we go into open session, we'll come out to get you. We are now in open session.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2015-17, enter into a lease agreement with the Farmer City Fair Association.
I'll second. Matt first on that. Any discussion?
I'll let you all know we're going to get the ponds back at the Farmer City Fairgrounds to be used up there as a park. It's not going to be a dumping ground, so don't get any idea about going there and dumping your crap off. It's not going to work. If it does, we're going to close it up. And but it's open back up so people can use it to fish and picnic and a little recreation and everything.
Mayor, can I throw something in?
Yes, please.
Since we're putting this out there for social media also, we don't know how soon we'll be able to get the city crew up there. Chances are it's going to be a couple months down the road. They've already got their summer projects going. There again, if the Fair Board approves this at their regular meeting, and we'll get the proper signatures on the agreement, then the guys will get up there as soon as possible. And emphasizing what Mr. McKinley said, it will not be a dumping ground. It's in the lease. If it gets abused, then it's a violation of our lease, and they can shut it down on us. So we just want to make sure that that doesn't happen. I think it's quite an asset for the community to get those back and get a place to fish.
Also, keep in mind too, it's going to be under the park regulation as far as hours go and everything.
Yes, sir. I'll, Councilman.
That's,
My call.
those ponds up there have got state fish that the FFA put in. No one can be denied going up there fishing, even right now.
Well, hopefully as of this Wednesday, we enter into a 10-year lease with them. And that way we will upkeep the land. We'll keep it clean, so, and, hopefully give this community open and unarguably so access to these ponds, so.
Hopefully we can work with the Department of Conservation and look at the fishing up there and the fish that's in there and see what they can do to help us and what can be done at a low expense, if no expense, hopefully, to the city to get that maybe restocked or whatever to kind of get it back in shape and everything, because it has been neglected for some years.
Excellent idea, good resource for that too, considering how much they stock. And Larry, thank you for all your work on this too, because you put a lot of work into this. Thank you.
And you said Wednesday, they'll be meeting.
Yes.
So they'll vote on their end, so. Any other discussion? Call it.
Martin?
Yes.
McKinley?
Yes.
Tesori?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Hahn?
Yes.
Motion carries.
I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution 2015-18, approving a donation to the Fabulous Farmer City Extravaganza Swap Meet.
Discussion.
Mayor, there's members of the committee are here tonight. The extravaganza was last year was our first year. This will obviously make it the second year. Anyway, it's held at the fairgrounds. Last year I thought it was a good event. Steve's here. Steve, you have some stuff to say?
Yeah, I got some. Yeah, last year we just had it at the wrong time of year. It was real crappy weather. Hangs on your fridge. Really did. Those free passes. Huh? You give away free passes? Free passes? No, Evan, you gotta pay. Come on, Stan, you know that. Yeah, we're just, this year we're expanding our the car show classes, and we want to do a little more radio advertising, and hopefully the weather's better. Last year we had it in October, and it started raining, got real cold, so we had it in September this year, and we've added single lap side-by-side racing, so it should be a good time. And our proceeds are going to go to, what was it, Jim? Color Guard for the Legion, the VFW, and probably kick some back to the track too, for the Fairboard, so that's about it. Thanks.
Thank you. What did we give last year? 1,000, I believe. We did 1,000 last year.
Yeah, there's a typo in the resolution where you see where it says the fourth whereas 2,000 or 1,000 for this purpose. It's actually 2,000 is the request. Last year we did give 1,000. This year, since we're doing more, they're asking for 2,000. It does come out of the telephone.
Any other discussion? Call it.
McKinley? Tesori?
Yes.
Jenkins?
Yes.
Hahn?
Yes.
Martin?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ordinance 953 is not ready for discussion and review. So we move on to section 4, city manager's report.
At the last meeting, there was something said about the large oak tree down in the 800 block of East Allen Street. After that, I got a hold of Fryman Tree Service, and they went and looked at it. You see that there was a price given of $4,000 to have that tree taken down. So we thought, well, maybe our insurance carrier would work with us a little bit. Some preventive maintenance They said absolutely not, but thanks for bringing it to their attention. Now get the tree down. Quite frankly, the tree's on the city and all the liability falls back on us. So I've asked Fryman to put us on the list and get that thing down as soon as he can. He said, you never know with trees, that thing could stand there for several years because it doesn't have any hanging weight on it, there's no leaves on it. So, but anyway, that will get taken down. Question about the drainage complaint. We have been working on that. I didn't bring you up to speed at the last meeting, but we have met with IDOT. IDOT is going to go up there, and one catch basin is IDOT's issue. One catch basin is Santa Ana Township's. We've met with IDOT. We've met with DeWitt County Highway because the engineer for DeWitt County Highway serves for Santa Ana Township. Together, they have both said that they will get up there and they will explore their problems. Then I went up and looked on the south side of US 150 across from the field that had the standing water is an AT&T location site. I called AT&T. You get Lewistown, Pennsylvania, or whatever town in Pennsylvania. They've never heard of Farmer City, but I gave them the site. They did bring somebody up within 48 hours, as they promised. The guy looked at the site. He went back and he said that they've got some very good as-built plans. He said that the fiber optics went through there in 1985. The as-bills do not show where there were any field tiles that were damaged or disturbed. So currently, that's kind of where we're at with that. But we are working on it. So just so you know. Moving right along, the County of DeWitt, the State's Attorney's Office, has sent us a notice pertaining to animal control. Animal control has always assisted us at the county level, coming over whenever we have dog and cat issues. However, they're building a new animal shelter, so with their tight budgetary restraints, they're reaching out and they're wanting some funds to help offset that. What they're asking is that, first of all, by law, we're an incorporated area. They are not supposed to come into incorporated areas. So therefore, they're not supposed to serve the city of Clinton, and they're not supposed to serve the city of Farm City. They're asking that we create an ordinance going into a multi-year contract with them, allowing them to pick up and perform the services of animal control. And obviously with that, there will be a fee attached. They're saying right now that they were looking anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a year for that service fee, along with any fines for stray animals that are picked up would go to the County of DeWitt, and the State's Attorney's Office would be the prosecuting office. So we're working on that as information continues to come from the State's Attorney's Office. And the last thing is, as you know, last week the power outage here in Farmer City. Not very often do the lights go out in Farmer City, but there was a motor vehicle accident on Depot Road. Social media lit up with some negative comments going out there. I will tell you that the city employees were out there right away. A major pole got hit that is a feeder that goes down Depot Road. Couple things that were going on there. They couldn't kick the Caterpillars on because the inner tie was showing in the light plant that they were providing power into the light plant. So the computer system couldn't be overridden. Eventually, Wally did get the computer system overridden. The power line out on Depot Road could not be isolated because when this was designed, and I don't have the year, when this was designed, isolators or cutouts were not installed. So therefore, that feeder going down Depot Road could not be set off to the side. So had they kicked that back on when the guys were up there, quite frankly, we'd be discussing something else right now. We have contacted VHMG. They're the electrical engineers for the city. They're going to figure out and design where to put some cutoffs. So in case anything like that happens, since that is a commercial industrial area, that can be isolated. So that's kind of some of the things that was going on. We'll tell you that the clerk was out there answering the phone. The phone's ringing nonstop. people are all upset because the power's off, and the guys actually did scramble to get it back on as soon as they could, so.
People just don't understand. We're not turning the power off just for fun. Something happens, and I know that everybody's out there trying to do the best they can to get it back on. Because 2 nights later, it happened at my house, transformer blew out. You know, you gotta wait, just be patient, and they got it taken care of, it's no problem.
Do we know cause the accident, or tickets issued, and all that kind of good stuff?
I haven't talked to the police chief, so I don't know that side of it. The only thing I can tell you is we know who struck the pole, so that part's been taken care of. So the pole has to be replaced, so there again, that brings in an outside contractor. We don't have the trucks to set that pole, that's a very large pole. So several thousands of dollars of damage there to that pole. So.
But that falls on that falls on the guy's insurance company.
Correct,
not
yes, sir.
ours.
Yes. Yes. Not ours. So.
They were up there to see me, the guy was, and he marked the pole and everything, and told me they're gonna replace it.
Any question to the city manager's report? I guess the question I do have is in regards to the drainage over there on that side of town, talking about what, you said we're going to continue to work on it. What is the next step?
My next step was to, since I can only refer to Mr. Doble out here, he specializes in drainage, is to get him to go up there and see what he thinks as far as if it's a possibility that we could run some type of new drainage down Depot Road and hook into that swale that's out there and get a cost from him. Other than that, I don't know what a solution would be. I just know that we're not going to be out there digging along railroad right away. I think that's going to be a hard sell to get a permit to do that.
I'm sure it is, but I'll tell you what, they're part of the problem. Because I didn't start that, because I know what that was like up there for so many years. And after the fiber optic went through, that's when it started flooding across the street, flooding across the road in Patrick's Field there and everything.
And I'll tell you what the gentleman from AT&T told me is that Monticello had a similar issue. They kept calling AT&T, and AT&T ignored the issue. Monticello dug here and dug there, and they finally found the place where there was a tile broken and an AT&T line had gone through and caused the damage. Only then would AT&T come out and make necessary repairs. But Monticello had a lot of expenses, fishing for that one spot where the damage was.
It's true, it would be. Now, the other, because the house up there that the Kellys lived in, or it used to be the Hunt house, I think they were pumping water out the basement, and that's all because of this tile being broke on back behind Next Generation. That's where it's in Heartland. That's where it's all at back in there. That's what's going on. Because this has happened before.
Is that the 1300 North John Street house he's talking about?
Would be in that area. And you have to keep in mind that when you're talking about Next Generation, when it came to excavating, they went pretty deep when they were pouring those footings to hold those tanks and everything. So you gosh only knows how many tiles they could have broken. Or if it was that one magical tile that's causing the issue that Jerry's complaining about and everybody else. I know that Jimmy Flint, his backyard was a lake for quite a while. And so everything up there has changed.
Yeah, there's definitely a tile problem.
Yeah, even over there on North Plum, when it happened several years ago.
Yeah, I went over to Isaac's and looked at the different spots around. We definitely have a lot of standing water. I mean, we all fought the mosquitoes this time. It's just not good for the community. So I appreciate you working on that. I look forward to the next steps and continue to move towards some sort of resolution and some sort of direction in that. On that, do we have any other non-agenda items and other business?
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Where are we at on the bathrooms at South Park?
kind of been at a stalemate. There was an issue with the plumber. Joel has been out there. The last that I talked to him, he was ready to do the floor and go up with it. So I don't know if you've been out there. I did have the guys go out and try to curtail the water that was standing in front of the new playground equipment. So they're building a parking area there. So, but that's the latest on the bathroom.
Yeah, I was out there today, I was just, okay, thank you.
Any other non-agenda items? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All?
Jenkins,
Yes.
Harn,
Yes.
Harden,
Yes.
McKinley,
Yes.
Kesselring,
Yes.
motion carried.